What's up, guys? Dane Davis here. Shout out to Boogie Bentley Dauber and the Indie Kid over at Talkin VAWLS Network on YouTube. VAWLS fans, head over to their YouTube channel, Talkin VAWLS Network. Smash that like button and subscribe, baby. Go Big Orange.
Welcome to the Talkin VAWLS Network. My name is Boogie Bentley, back with another transfer portal video. You know, I was scrolling through VolQuest, and sometimes the general's quarters, it's the worst of the worst. It's nothing but belly aching and moaning, complaining. It's a disaster on game day sometimes, but at other times it's a great resource. There's a poster over there that seems to be all over the transfer portal. If a name goes in, he has all the connections. So we'll take a look at it and see if there's any news here. But Quinn Carroll, a former four-star offensive tackle, has entered his name into the transfer portal coming from Notre Dame. What's the connection here? We'll take a look at it. We'll look at his scouting report and how he would fit into this Tennessee offense. But as always, do me a favor, go ahead and smash that like button just below the video. If you enjoy the content here, whether you agree or disagree with what we have to say, if you enjoy the show, if you enjoy the content, hit that thumbs up. Also, if you're new to the Talkin VAWLS Network, welcome. We're not experts. We're not insiders. We are fans just like you. So if you enjoy what we do, go ahead and subscribe. Click that bell for notifications. You won't miss out when we go live or when we drop new content. But let's go ahead and jump into this article from Fighting Irish Wire. It says Notre Dame offensive lineman hits transfer portal. It says former four-star recruit offensive lineman Quinn Carroll plans to leave Notre Dame as he announced he's entering the transfer portal on Monday. Carroll suffered a knee injury during fall camp of his freshman year back in 2019, and it's seemingly been an uphill climb for him since. He saw action in 3 blowout victories in 2020 and action in 12 games this year, almost all of which came on special teams. It says here Carroll was ranked as a top 150 player in the class of 2019, according to 24/7 Sports, and chose Notre Dame over offers from 30 other schools, a list that included the likes of Alabama and Penn State. There you can see the tweet again from Quinn Carroll. Thank you, Notre Dame. Time for a new beginning. So again, we ask ourselves, why is Quinn Carroll hitting the transfer portal? Sounds like he is buried on the depth chart. Sounds like he is looking for an opportunity to go elsewhere and find some playing time. Coming out of high school, he was the #1 ranked player out of the state of Minnesota. Again, a four-star. He was the 12th ranked offensive tackle in the class of 2019. But star ratings, again, as we say, every one of these transfer portal videos, that doesn't really matter. What matters once you're 2 to 3 years into college is what is your body of work in college. But again, like I just said, sounds like he was banged up going into his freshman year, didn't get much playing time. Then he struggled to find the field. So we're looking at a guy with size, with potential. When you pull up his profile over on Notre Dame's page, you can see it there on the screen. He's 6'6", 313 pounds, so he has the size. Does he need a little development? What's the story? Why couldn't he get on the field at Notre Dame? When you go to 24/7 Sports, you look at the scouting report for him coming out of high school. Alan Treyu, which was the national recruiting analyst for 24/7 Sports, projected him as a potential 4th to 7th round draft pick in the NFL draft, compared him to Ricky Wagner of the Detroit Lions. Now, Quinn Carroll, he does come from an athletic background. His father played at the University of Minnesota, also played in the NFL for the Minnesota Vikings and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He also has an older brother that played for Virginia Tech. But the scouting report, again, athletic family scouting report, tall, classic, offensive tackle build, can still add muscle. And again, this is coming out of high school. Coming out of high school, he weighed 295 pounds. Again, you can see the bio there on the screen. He's added almost 20 pounds of muscle once he got into a college weight room. Said he plays with power, dominant drive blocker in high school, finishes his blocks, shows the bend to get leverage against smaller players. So this almost, as I'm reading through this, sounds like a guy with just out-muscling guys. So does he need a little development? Could he come in and learn under Glenn Ellerbe? Says he's coordinated in space, can effectively get to the second level, has the feet and athleticism to be effective in pass protection, but just needs more reps against top-level edge rushers. Projects most likely to right tackle in college. Again, how does this connect to Tennessee? What's the need there? Tennessee has got to find a way to replace Cade Mays. We'll get into that in just a minute. Says run blocking is ahead of pass pro right now, but as that evens out, he should be a multi-year starter for a Power 5 school. And again, that's coming out of high school. So what happened from that point on? Is Quinn Carroll worth taking a shot? For me, when you look at Tennessee's roster for next year, there's some excitement there. There's some excitement on the offensive line if they can develop and if they can continue to get better. They have to improve. They have to do a better job protecting Hendon Hooker. You know, Hendon Hooker bailed them out multiple times, still took a lot of sacks in 2021, but they also have to be better in the run game. You're returning 4 out of your 5 starters. How does Jeremiah Crawford come along? That's a name that has been getting a lot of buzz throughout the stretch, down the stretch, coming out of the end of the season. Also, Dane Davis, former walk-on. And that's why when I look at a guy like Quinn Carroll, maybe it's easy to say, well, he couldn't get on the field. Boogie, why would we take him at Tennessee? I don't necessarily think that that's the story when you've got a guy like Dane Davis. And again, shout out to Dane Davis, man, for putting in the work. What a great story. East Tennessee kid, former walk-on, earns that scholarship, got a lot of playing time this year. But when you have former walk-ons working their way into the 2 deep, I think you could look to give a guy like Quinn Carroll a chance. Now, what's the connection? Why are you making this video, Boogie? Is he coming to Tennessee? Well, something that the poster on VolQuest pointed out, and it's worth noting that as soon as Quinn Carroll entered his name into the transfer portal, he was immediately followed by our offensive coordinator, Alex Golish. So that would tell me that there is some interest there. Tennessee's going to kick the tires. Does Quinn Carroll have interest in Tennessee? Does he have any interest in coming to Knoxville? An opportunity to earn playing time. When a guy like Quinn Carroll enters the portal clearly for playing time, does he look at Tennessee's depth and think, hey, I can come in and try to earn my spot and get into the 2 deep, or even earn that starting spot at right tackle? It is a huge position of need. And while I know that we need defense, we need linebackers, we need guys in the secondary, there are positions of need all over this field. I still look at the offense, and as I made the video earlier this week, I think Tennessee needs a wide receiver, a guy that can step in and replace Velus Jones, a guy with experience, a guy that knows what it takes to play at the college level. I think Jalen Hyatt, I think Jimmy Callaway, I think those guys are still learning what it takes, and I hope Jalen Hyatt learned this year. I hope he learned what it takes to compete in the SEC, and he takes that next step. Me saying that Tennessee could use another wide receiver in the transfer portal is no shot at Jalen Hyatt. I hope he takes that next step. But I think they could add a wide receiver. I think they could add a big physical back. Again, a guy like D. Beckwith, has he figured it out? Does he know what he has to do to take that next step? Because you see the size and the strength and the athletic ability of a guy like D. Beckwith, and you immediately say, why can't this guy get on the field? Well, if we're asking that question, there must be a reason why he can't get on the field. The other position on offense is right tackle. They have to find a way to replace Cade Mays. Clearly, we have needs all over the defensive side of the ball. We'll continue to follow it. We'll continue to keep you guys up to date on that. But what are your thoughts on Quinn Carroll, former 4-star, former #1 player out of the state of Minnesota, athletic family, dad played in the NFL, brother played college football. For whatever reason, he's never got off the ground at Notre Dame. Could it be the knee injury? Could he not be the same since the knee injury? You guys know what to do. Hit that comment section. Let me know what your thoughts overall on the transfer portal. Every time I make one of these videos, somebody comes in and says, we just need defense. What are the other needs? We know this team needs linebackers. They need help in the secondary. What other needs outside of the obvious do you think that this coaching staff should focus on and should make a priority as we move into 2022? If you have not done so, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up on the way out the door. It does help the channel. Also, you can check out the official merchandise of the Talkin Vols Network. Just go to bonfire.com/store/Talkin Vols. Any and all support is greatly appreciated. But that is going to wrap it up for this one. This is the Talkin Vols Network. My name is Boogie Bentley. Go Big Orange.
The song